I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Today, it is all about breast cancer awareness, and I am so excited and honored to have Ricki Fairley with us today. Thank you so much for being here with us here on The Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm equally excited and so honored. I had my glasses on because I know I was going to be doing a lot of reading.
I got you.
I'm not going to play today. So listen, everyone, grab your virtual seats. And when you come in, today is going to be an informative discussion about breast cancer awareness. We know that this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so I want to make sure, according to Wikipedia and different places around the world, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is also referred in the United States as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it is an annual international health campaign that's organized by major breast cancer charities every October to increase the awareness of the disease and to raise funds, not just increase awareness, but to also raise funds for research into its cause, prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and cure. So today, we have a very distinguished guest with us, Ricki Fairley, and also a 3-time over thriver and survivor of breast cancer. And so we're going to be talking with her and gaining some extremely insightful information. And as well, I'm hoping that we will have another young lady pop in today as well to share her story of triumph throughout today's broadcast. So type in where you're visiting in from, and we're going to get started right away so that we can let everybody know what Ricki Fairley has to share with us today. I'll do a formal introduction right after we give everyone 30 seconds. I want to give you 30 seconds to go ahead and tag about 10 friends or so of yours and invite them into the studio. We don't want anybody to miss today's episode, so take 30 seconds now. Everyone should be inviting at least 10 or more friends so that they don't miss this informative and informational session of the Kim Jacobs Show. Tag them now. That's the fastest 10. That is about the fastest 30 seconds I think I've ever experienced. I think because I talked about 5 seconds of it. Listen, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started with our guest, Ricki Fairley, that's here and ready to deep dive into this important topic. She's the CEO and the co-founder of Touch, the Black Breast Cancer Alliance, and their website is touchbbca.org. That's touchbbca.org, and we'll be putting her contact information up throughout today's broadcast. Welcome, Ricki Fairley, to the Kim Jacobs Show. How are you?
I am great. I am happy, healthy, and terrific. I just celebrated 10 years of survivorship of triple negative breast cancer. So I am blessed and highly favored. And I actually like to call October Breast Cancer Action Month. And I finally named it Touchtober after my foundation. So we are winding down in our last week of Touchtober. And I think this is my 53rd speech this month, believe it or not.
Wow, 53rd. So you're really devoted to getting this information.
I'm a passionate advocate, and I fight like a girl every day to bring attention and action to breast cancer awareness, specifically for Black women. And,
wow.
Yeah.
So Touchtober, I really think that's endearing is what it is to me.
Yeah.
Tell us, if you will, your journey, because
Sure.
each of you that's coming and sharing your stories here on the Kim Jacobs Show, you've had your own personal journey. I am not a thriver of breast cancer awareness, but breast cancer, but I'm very passionate about it and very empathetic to each and every survivor. And all of us across the globe know people that we personally know that are beating this disease. And
Yeah.
I am so happy that you're here
Yeah.
alive to tell your story. So talk to us,
Th-
Ricki.
Thank you so much. So I had stage 3A triple negative breast cancer, which I can explain. And my doctor found it on an annual checkup. There was my little fake boobs are bigger than the ones that tried to kill me, but I had pretty small breasts, but I had a peanut sized lump under my left nipple. Had I been doing self exams, I probably would have found it myself, but I wasn't paying attention. And she found it. And I had, was diagnosed with stage 3A. So triple negative breast cancer, which affects Black women at 3 times the rate. It has the highest mortality rate. It's the most aggressive, and it has the least number of treatment options. Just 2 really in the last 2 years, frankly. But so basically, there's kind of 3 major subtypes of breast cancer, and it's really based on how the cancer receives a treatment. One is based on estrogen, one is based on progesterone, and one is based on an enzyme called HER2. If you test negative for those 3 things, it's called triple negative. And it's an aggressive, nasty disease that's killing Black women. We're getting it at younger ages and more advanced stages, and we're dying. And if you look at the overall mortality rate for Black women is 42% higher than white women. So I'll get into the statistics in a minute. So I got diagnosed. I did at the time a double mastectomy. I did the standard of care chemotherapy, 6 rounds. I did 6 weeks of radiation. And then almost a year to the day of my diagnosis, it came back 5 spots on my chest wall, which is very typical of triple negative. It comes back aggressively. My doctor said, okay, Ricki, you're now metastatic. You have 2 years to live. Get your affairs in order. And I said, well, I really can't die right now. My daughter's a sophomore at Dartmouth. I've got to pay her tuition. So me, you, and God need to work this out. What have you got for me? And I realized that my doctor had only had 2 cases of triple negative, and both of the women died after 9 months. So I said, we need some help because you don't know what you're doing, girlfriend. And so I went to the Triple Negative Breast Cancer Foundation, which I kind of dug for online, because at the time there were only 3 things online about on Google, on Dr. Google. There were 3 things. They all said you're going to die. So I called them and I said, can you get me a specialist that knows about this disease? They got me a specialist in Atlanta where I lived, and she put me on some experimental drugs. So I did more chemo, another surgery, and 10 years later, here I am. So I know that.
Gosh.
So I know that God left me here to do this work. It is my purpose, and I have to do it every day and try to fix it. I have 3 precious grandbabies. The oldest one is 4. Her name is Belle, and I have 10 years before Belle gets boobs, and it's got to be gone by then.
It's got to be gone by then before Belle gets her own boobs, is what you said. That's amazing.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm a passionate advocate, and so I started my foundation really in the middle of COVID because the numbers that affect Black women are crazy. So Black women like me have a 71% higher risk of death of breast cancer because I've had it. Black women have a 39% higher recurrence rate, which had happened to me. I got it back. Black women under 35 get breast cancer at twice the rate and die at 3 times the rate well before they would have their first mammogram at 40. So the statistics are just horrible. You don't have to die of breast cancer. The white women aren't dying. So something about it has to be different. And so I started to dig into the science, and I realized that despite all the people that are working in our space, and breast cancer has more advocacy groups than any other disease, but I felt like the people are spinning their wheels. They're doing a lot of research, but they're not helping Black women. Why is that? Because we don't participate in research. The participation rate is 3%. Wow. So guess what? The drugs that we have don't work on our bodies because we've never tested it. So like for me, the standard of care drugs didn't work. And thank God some other experimental drugs did work. But if you're afraid to do the research and the science, we're not going to solve it until we get more Black women into the science doing research so the pharmaceutical companies can understand our bodies, our biology, and what makes our breast cancer different. And so that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on really, I did a big research project this year. I had some amazing funding from a company called Genentech, and they helped me figure out I'm a marketing person by trade. I am not a scientist or a doctor, but I think about messaging all the time. That's, what motivates people to buy products, to change products, to engage with brands, right? That's my background of 35 years. So what's going to do that how are we going to do that for clinical trial research? So we did a deep dive research study into the psyches of Black women to understand the emotional barriers to why they won't participate in research. What's driving the fear? What's driving the mistrust of the pharmaceutical companies and of the medical industry? And how can we change how they think about it and talk about it differently to make a difference? And so we're about to start a movement on December 7th to talk about it differently. And
wow. Okay. You
I
said
gave
so.
you a lot.
Oh, it's a good lot. It's how like John Lewis said, it's good trouble. This is good trouble right here for us to be able to talk about, because we want to deep dive and understand more about this disease that's just killing
us.
Women at astronomical rates, and we don't need to experience that if we don't have to. I actually had thank you so much, Mackenzie. I want to say thank you to when people take a moment to pop in and help on the Kim Jacobs Show from the back office. I appreciate it. This operation cannot run without a full, well-oiled machine. And so today, another one of my team members, Cassandra, who you always know about, was not able to be here for right this moment. And trust me, if Cassandra's not here, it's because of something. She really can't be here. But Mackenzie stepped in and did it on a quick turnaround in like 5 minutes or less. And she's backstage today helping us. I thank you, Mackenzie, and I don't take it for granted that you're here helping me today.
Thank you, Mackenzie.
Yes. So here, the thing that she put back here, which I think, tell me again where it came from, Mackenzie, so I don't say the wrong thing. Where these stats are coming from, just type it in the private chat. But about 1 in 8 U.S. women, which is about 13%, will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime. That is a lot of people, y'all. That's so like a group of us. We're out, and one of us is going to experience a invasive breast cancer.
Yeah, think about when you're out with your girls, somebody around that table is going to get it. And so it's funny because when I'm out with my girls, like, I feel like, thank you, God, I'm the one, I did it for us, and my friends like, thank God you're our one, but so that's, the incidence is the same for Black women and white women. Okay. What's different though, Kim, is the mortality rate. And so the fact, if you go to my website, touchbbca.org, I have a section that says, why is Black breast cancer different? And all the stats are there to show all the stats that are negative for us. But we have
we're going to go to that. Let's go to that.
Okay. We have a 42% higher mortality rate. Also, though, the incidence for Black women under 35 is much different. They get it at twice the rate, die at 3 times the rate. So for them, it's not 1 in 8. It's twice as many. So
okay, listen, everyone. We're going to say it again, Ricki.
It's really the most fatal disease relative to white women for Black women. We die more of heart disease, but relative to white women, it's a much more fatal disease.
Wow.
Breast cancer.
You are really educating us. Listen, everybody, if you don't share any other episodes that happen with the Kim Jacobs Show, I'm telling you, if you are a woman and you care about any other women that young people, older people, middle-aged people, it has no respecter of person. No. Go ahead and invite them into today's broadcast. Listen, today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show is sponsored by the Snow Legal Group. Snow Legal can be reached at 704-358-0026. Or you can email them at info@snowlegal.com. If you're dealing with personal injury of any sort, or someone that's dealing with a personal injury, they are available to work with you and to help you through that situation. We're going to learn from them now, and then we're going to come back and hear more from Ricki Fairley. If you have questions throughout today's broadcast, let me put this link, because some people want to come on screen. You're welcome to pop right on and ask your question while we have an expert here, the owner, CEO of touchbbca, Black Breast Cancer Alliance. And so you definitely can come on and ask your question by clicking on that link. touchbbca.org is her website. And that's where you'll find a whole lot of great information pertaining to African Americans and breast cancer awareness. Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with Ricki Fairley.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone, and we're back, and we're talking with Ricki Fairley. We're talking with Ricki Fairley. That's like a tongue twister. You realize that, right? Okay, so we're talking with Ricki Fairley today, who is a triple. I want to make sure I don't say this wrong. So you are a triple negative thriver of breast cancer.
Yes.
Which is one of the most deadliest forms of breast cancer, correct?
Right. Yes. Yes, it is.
Wow. So you are a walking testimony to be even here to even share your story, because other women
I walk in blessings every day, Kim, every day.
I am so honored that you took the time to come here to talk. So let's go to your website, and that's touchbbca.org. I'm going to share the screen and you tell us where to go, because sometimes people, I believe, just if you want people to know something, share it with them right then.
I love it.
Because then that way, there's no chance that they didn't get it. So talk to us, walk us through this, and tell me where to go.
Sure. So that is really our mission, and it's to eradicate Black breast cancer. And we are focused on building alliances. So a lot of people are in our space, but I want to partner with, and really most of the programs we do, we are partnering with another breast cancer organization or other organizations in the community to get our message out. So that's kind of a page. And that picture in the background is actually me and my daughters when I was bald.
Oh my gosh. You know what? A picture is so much more profound when you actually understand the meaning behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that right there just really did it for me right there. Because I thought that was just a regular old Shutterfly stock image or whatever, but there you have it.
No, they're just me and my babies. So click on Black breast cancer is different, and you'll see the stats there. And we try to
go to that page.
Yes, and so you can see where all the stats are there for what makes our disease a different disease than white women and the sources. So if you want to see that, you can see that we have a 42% higher mortality rate, and it's a long list of bad numbers. So, you don't want to look at it now, but it tells you, why we need to be treated differently, why we need different medications, why we need different treatment. And one fact that I think surprises a lot of the pharma companies is, guess what? 77.3% of Black moms with no disease are single moms. So add breast cancer to that, and what do you get? You get a mom who's focused on her babies. You get a mom who's got to go to work to feed her kids. So guess what? She may not get that mammogram. She may not get that checkup. She may not make it to chemo today, right? Because she can't miss work. So that fact alone has a huge impact on how we deal with breast cancer, right? So there's a lot of psychosocial factors that affect us: access to care, having health insurance, having good quality health insurance and care. All of those things play a role. But clearly, because of the mortality numbers, our bodies are different. The science is different. We need different science, different drugs, because we just don't know. They don't work. They just aren't working on our bodies.
This is alarming information that you're sharing here. Why is Black breast cancer different? African American women have a 31% breast cancer mortality rate. That is a high rate for African American women to pass because of breast cancer, which is something that can be detected and dealt with, right?
Right.
So Black women with breast cancer have a 71% higher risk of death than white women. and this is from the journal JAMA
Yeah.
Oncology.
So let me point out another one too, because you could read these for days, girlfriend. We take up your whole show, but listen to this one. This was a study conducted a couple of years ago by the Ad Council. 92% of Black women agree that they know about breast cancer. I know about breast cancer. I'm aware of it. Guess what?
Right.
25% of those women have recently discussed it with their family or friends, but only 17% have acted on their risk. So we are not talking about it. You know, Black families, we don't talk about disease at the kitchen table. We don't talk about it. You know, oh yeah, grandma so-and-so got the sugar. Oh yeah, grandma so-and-so had that cancer down there. We don't talk about it. And so we don't know her story. We don't know if we have a family history. We don't know, you know, we don't talk about it with our mamas and our grandmamas. And so I'm trying to bring those conversations to the kitchen table. So I have an HBCU internship program. And if you want an internship and you're an HBCU pre-med student, call me. We're hiring girls all over the country to understand breast health and be like a social media maven on breast cancer for their campuses and their families.
Wow.
So
okay. Well, where do they call you?
They can call me they can text me at 443-758-1924. And my email address is Ricki, RICKI, at touchbbca.org. We'll be hiring our next batch of group of interns in December to start in January. We've now had 15 this year, and they are little smart, you know, badass little Black women doing their thing. They're all pre-med, pre-health, pre-nursing, and they have not only made an impact on their campuses, but also in their families. We had one intern whose grandmother had breast cancer and didn't want to do a clinical trial. But over her 10-week term of internship, she convinced her to do it. And she was so proud of herself that she had the knowledge and the information and was equipped enough to convince her grandmother to save her life.
Wow.
So
That's so good. This is so good. Listen, if you want to do an internship and you are from HBCU, then all you have to do is text your interest to 443-758-1924. You can also email Ricki at Ricki, RICKI, for those that are podcast listeners, at touchbbca.org, at touchbbca.org. And their website is touchbbca.org. And you'll find all of these statistics that are being shared here right under why Black breast cancer is different. So it's so many other things that you can learn. You can look at the articles, you can join their family, you can participate in clinical trials, because again, they're looking for African-American women to participate in these clinical trials so that your lives, if you're African-American and watching this, or even if you're not African-American and watching this, you still need to make sure that you're taking the necessary precautions to do we'll talk about that, breast exams and things of that nature. And we're going to hear more from our guest today. I'm going to stop that and go over because I have another very special guest that's backstage, and I'm going to pull her in as well. And her name is Kishla. You ready to come in, Kishla? Kish, how are you?
Yes.
How's everything?
Hey, Kishla.
I'm good, thank you.
Oh my God.
Hello, how you doing?
Okay, so I am super excited to have. Tell everybody who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Kishla Moore-Moody. I'm from Newport News, Virginia. I kind of grew up with Kim. I've never ever did this before, but I was very excited and nervous to come on. It made me really feel like I was on live TV. I listened to your story. That story is very it's just a lot. But I was diagnosed with breast cancer, HER2 breast cancer, November 2020, and I didn't know anything about HER2 breast cancer, but I was a advocate of supporting breast cancer. I always, with my job, we always did the walk. So in July 2020, I did a mammogram, which I do every year. Exam. I'm always on time. I did the 3D. Everything was fine. That's what they said. In October 2020, I did my own self exams as I do every month, and I found this lump.
Mhm.
And you found the lump in your own self exam.
On my own self exam, I found the lump. Yep.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I went
60% of
in.
women do.
How many? What
Yeah.
percentage?
60% of women find their own lump.
Oh man.
Yes.
Okay.
So I am cancer free now. I did chemo,
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. I did 6 treatments of chemo. I did the surgery, which they removed. Once the chemo shrunk it down to like 2 centimeters. So my lump was only like 6.3 centimeters. The chemo shrunk it down. After the chemo, I did the surgery. She got it all out. They did the testing and it was cancer free. And then I did the radiation. I did like, oh my God, like 33 weeks, I think, of radiation. And she put me on a precaution infusion that she wanted me to do from maybe August until November, but we had to stop it because the medicine gave me neuropathy, which is like nerve pain, and my
Right.
feet and my hands so bad that I wasn't really able to do anything. But now I stopped it because my quality of life is very important to me. I haven't really read up on my cancer, but I have not. I was just wanted to be more knowledgeable of what's going on for Black women. So your story, Miss Fairley, and I'm gonna be on your website, and I may reach out to you sometime. But it is
Please
very,
do.
very important, like you said, for Black women, for women, because all of us, because it doesn't have a color. You can
That's
get
right.
it. I don't know. And when I went to the doctor, I say, how did I get it? Like, how? Where does it come from? It's just so passionate. Like,
Right.
where is this coming from? I just don't understand. I'm sorry. I just went
No.
overboard, but
Oh no, please.
yeah.
I need you to go as overboard as possible because the only way we as women that have not detected any type of breast cancer can understand the significance and the importance of doing self exams and how to support those that have been a thriver from this particular type of discovery is to hear your stories. So that's why I brought you on today. I need to hear your story. And everyone, again, don't deprive any other women from the opportunity to hear from Miss Ricki Fairley and from Miss Kishla Moody-Moore, and more Moody because she was actually Moore before she was Moody. But hey, Kishla, were you a cheerleader, right? Weren't you a cheerleader?
Yes. I
Because I know
was.
everybody used to feel like you and I looked alike, right?
Yes.
And so back
all
in the
time.
day, and tell me if this, please tell me, is this you in this picture or not? Are you on that team or no?
No, I'm not on that team. No.
Oh, I thought that was you down on the front.
You know who that is? That's Lori Neal. That's Lori
Oh, okay.
Neal.
So we all looked alike then, all three of us.
Oh, that's great.
That is so funny.
I have one of those pictures too. I was a cheerleader at Dartmouth, and one of my college roommates, she got breast cancer a year after me. So we have this great picture of us two together standing cheerleaders.
Oh, I know I have plenty of pictures with me and Kish. I just got to figure out where they all are. But I know that's me over there on the ground, on the base over there. I was always the base. Because everybody was like climbing on me. I was like, hey, y'all got to get up off me. My back hurt.
I love it.
But anyway, Listen,
love
it's
it.
my honor and a privilege to have you on here, Kish. And because I growing up with you, and I know we hung together very frequently. We rode everywhere
Yes,
together.
yes,
We were like that
yes,
back in the day. And when
yes,
to hear
yes.
your story and to follow your story on
Mhm.
Facebook, I wanted to have you come on and talk. And so when we come back, I want to hear some more about your story, Kish, because I see on your Facebook page some pictures of an event that took place, and I see everyone rallying around you. And I want to hear some more about that. And then we're going to go back to you, Ricki, and hear more about why is it important for women to do self exams. I had a question that I have, and please ask your own questions in the studio audience, guys. But answer this some kind of way for me, Ricki. Uh, why is it that most women don't think it can happen to them? Because it's like, even when I check my own breast and I'm doing my exams, I don't expect it. So it's like, that's not there. I don't feel anything. So why
You
why
know
is
who
that?
we are. You know who we are, Kim. We are these like powerful, badass Black women that take care of the world, right? Who
Yeah.
else you take care of, right?
Mhm.
We're gonna give you our last piece of chicken. We're gonna buy you a car and walk. We're gonna take care of everything. We never say no. We put the mask on ourselves last,
Yep.
and we take care of our families. We take care of our kids, our mamas, our daddies, our grandma. We take care of everybody. And even
Yeah.
if somebody tells you to love on this person, you love on them,
Yeah.
right? So that's what we do, and we put
Yeah.
ourselves last, and we don't know our bodies. We don't look in the mirror. We don't touch our bodies. You have to know you're normal. And so, know you're normal, know what it feels like, when you're in the shower, feel those babies, and like know them, so that when something unusual happens, you can find it. And most women do find their own lump. So, but we just don't take care of ourselves. We're too busy taking
And
care of
why is
everybody
that?
else.
Why is it that we're finding our own lumps? Well, in my case, I'm saying we,
Yeah.
meaning women in general.
Yeah.
Why are we finding our own lumps versus it being detected in that thing that's smashing our breasts to pieces?
Right.
When
Right.
that should be the detector
Yeah, well,
source.
and mammograms are still, a big detector, but still, it's because we're not going to the doctor when we should. It's because
Okay.
we're like, oh my, where'd that come from? Or maybe, your husband finds it. What's that thing happening over there? So, but if you don't know you're normal, you can't really advocate for yourself. And what's happening with young women, Kim, is that they're feeling something weird, which is, interesting. They go to the doctor. The doctor's, oh girl, it's just a cyst. Don't worry about it. Come back in 6 months. Well, guess what? 6 months later, they're metastatic or dead. And they're not, and they don't know to be able to stand up for themselves and advocate for themselves. Say, hold on, wait a minute. This is not me. This is not normal. Fix it. Do something. And so part of our education with our HBCU students is to teach them how to advocate for themselves and say, wait,
Right.
hold on. Or go to another, fire the doctor, So that's part of the whole education process, is stand up for yourself and know, but you got to know you're normal. You got to be able to say, this wasn't here a month ago. And then
Okay.
also, a
That's
lot
good.
of us will say, I'm just going to give it to God. I'm going to wait. I don't have time to deal with this right now. I feel this lump, and months, years go by, but faith without works is dead.
That's
Yes,
good.
God.
Wow. Okay. So knowing your normal is going to be important. And I won't. Okay. That's good. That's a great answer, because I wanted to, like my daughter, I'm talking personally now. Sometimes closer to her menstrual cycle, she'll get
Yeah.
she'll get some lump, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, "Mom, what is this under my arm?" But then when we go and get it checked, because I'm serious about exactly the education that you're sharing. So I go and get her checked, and they're like, "Oh no, that's cystic, just whatever is going on with her cyst." It comes and goes with the cycle. How do you know if it's something pertaining to the cycle, or if it's something pertaining to, this could be something a little more serious?
If you think something's going on, go get it checked. Don't
Okay.
take the risk. The other thing is, Black women are more likely to have dense breasts. We have dense breast tissue. And
Yes.
dense breast
Yes.
tissue means you have a 4 to 5 times more likely to get breast cancer. And so that's why when you do go get a mammogram, you want to get a 3D mammogram. And your insurance will always pay for it if you go to a place that only has 3D mammograms. a regular mammogram may not see the tissue in a dense breast. So get a 3D mammogram and make sure you go to a facility that has that capability. But
who knows this stuff? I don't think I've ever had a 3D mammogram. That's different than what they put when they do the actual. Now,
Yeah.
see, you know what? Why would anybody, if you know that you have dense breasts as African American women, why wouldn't that be a given that that's
Right.
suggested?
Hello, right? And how do you know you have dense breasts? So somebody tells you, right? So that's why we have to have this knowledge and be, I say an educated patient makes a better doctor.
Okay. Well, you educated patient, definitely. If you're watching today's episode and you're not depriving other women of the opportunity to hear this, then we will know how to advocate for ourselves when we go in and schedule our mammograms. We will ask for a 3D because we heard it right here on the Kim Jacobs Show from Ricki Fairley, owner of Black Breast Cancer Alliance, touchbbca.org. There's no reason for us not to be educated if you're an African American woman anyway, in this particular case. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, I want to hear more about the program, the project where you were so victorious, Kishla, and I want to hear more of that story right when we return. Today's episode, everyone, is sponsored by Lamb Funeral Home. And Lamb Funeral Home is in the Concord, North Carolina area, and they have a family that's eager to serve yours. And what I want to do is I want to give you the opportunity to know how to reach them. It's 704-782-3011, and their website is lambfuneral.com. The reason that I'm going to highlight this specifically is because you don't want to miss the opportunity to connect with them. With over 700,000 people passing away due to COVID over this past year or so, people are passing away at astronomical rates. And you want to be able to utilize a funeral home service that has family that cares and eager to serve your family. That's their motto, our family serving yours. And they have a truly caring atmosphere. Even though they're in the Concord, North Carolina area, they're certified in all 50 states. So no matter where you are, they can take care of your needs. The owner, Mr. Terry Lamb, and his staff, they have over 28 years of funeral home experience. And the things that you'll learn when you get there, even if it's via phone or virtually, is what to expect. What are some of the immediate needs that you'll have to deal with, and funeral pre-planning. When you call them, know that if you are a veteran or you're an adult child of a veteran or a spouse of a veteran that's passing away, there are so many benefits that are available to you that you could probably never even imagine. Mr. Lamb himself is an actual veteran, and he knows the ins and outs of the veteran benefits. So make sure you reach out to them today, 704-782-3011, and tell them that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. All right, so we are back, and we are going to be talking with Kishla Moore-Moody. Tell us what happened at this event right here. I'm going to go over to it. I think this is just phenomenal. I'm going to show you guys because there were so many pictures. I was going to download them all, but I was like clicking and downloading for days. I said everybody was celebrating here. Let's see.
Please.
Here you go. Tell us what's going on here.
So here is it was an event here. It was called Walking with Stride. They put it on for Breast Cancer Month. It was a bunch of.
I know that's your husband right there, Lena. Is that your husband?
That's my husband fixing my stash. Yes.
Don't you love having a husband that'll fix your stash?
I do.
Nice.
Very, very supportive. The family, when this happened with me, so much support came from everywhere. It was overwhelming. I did not it's not that I knew my family would be there, but I'm talking about people from just everywhere that I really don't deal with on a regular basis. And it was just so much. It was just overwhelming. And it means a lot to me. So I went through this walk. I wasn't going to do it. I'm not a person who, puts stuff on Facebook and do a bunch of these things. So my cousin that's in this picture right here, that's in front of me, she created me a page, and she said, Kishla, you have to tell your story. So I was like, no, I don't want everybody in my business and blah, 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 blah. So I ended up putting it on Facebook and told my story, and I put my goal as $1,000. I was like, oh, and it went over $1,000. So many people donated and came out to support me. This lady here, she does like flower arrangements for people and spreads she's like a flower, she's a florist. So she sponsored me. She did the t-shirts, and it was amazing. It really
So
was.
cool.
I wasn't expecting that, and I will most definitely do this every single year. I kept on saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this," but it was really amazing. Yeah.
Well, I am
That's
so
awesome.
glad you did it. So glad.
Family
And
came from out of town. It was just I was alive.
I love it. I love it. And I think, are these your grandbabies or something? What are these people?
Well, these are my little cousins. It's been so many babies born in our family since this pandemic. It is
Right.
a lot. Okay.
I know everybody closing in. They doing a
But,
lot more than closing in.
I had two.
All right.
Yes,
So
my grandson. One of the pictures my grandsons was in. Yes, man.
Did I show that picture? I didn't show that picture?
Yeah, you did. It was
Okay,
my
okay. I just
my
want to make sure.
grandson, yes.
Because your family would be like, oh, I know she did not. Y'all don't know where she's from. She from the 757. She don't overlook my picture. I'm so glad. So glad.
Yes.
So glad that you're here to share your story, Kishla. Now, Ricki, I want to hear from you too. What are ways that women can detect that they do have breast cancer from your educational perspective?
So really just know your body. Know your body and check your
Yeah.
breasts. And it's funny because there's a lot of debate over kind of not doing a self-exam every month, which I totally disagree with for Black women. We should be doing a self-exam every month, every day, every week. Touch your breast when you're in the shower. What's the big deal, right? And get into the habit of it so that you know what normal feels like. Get your annual mammogram. If your mom had breast cancer or your grandma had breast cancer, your risk is higher. So, get genetic testing. Get your mom to get genetic testing. You may want to see if you have the gene. Now, clearly, only about 5 to 10% of women do have the gene, but it will increase your breast cancer. So the odds of 1 in 8 will be 8 to 1. So, get genetic testing. Know her story. Talk to your mamas and your grandmothers. My mom had stage 0 breast cancer 15 years before me. It wasn't triple negative, but she didn't remember until I got sick that her aunt died at 42 of breast
So
cancer.
having family conversations will make a
have
difference.
those conversations and so,
about your history,
about your
ancestors.
history. Yes.
Okay.
No, and other cancers too. And breast cancer can be passed on by your dad. Your dad can carry the gene. And 1% of breast cancer is men, but it does happen. Beyonce's dad had breast cancer with and has the gene, could have passed it on to her. So it's not only women. So be careful of that. But so I have a web series too, Kim, called The Doctor Is In, and I partner with Dr. Monique Gary. We're on blackdoctor.org Facebook page. So we're on every Wednesday, and in October every Sunday at 3 talking about breast cancer. So we kind of cover all the topics. And we'd love to have you on, Kishla, and tell your story. But, it is the stories that make a difference. It is the stories that when people hear our stories, then they get concerned and scared. And, and I don't want people to be fearful, but I do want you to be a little bit scared. I do want you to be scared enough to think about it and act on it, because we're not acting on it. And I want you to talk to your daughters and make them a little bit scared about it.
That's right.
And it's something that we should fear. We're all afraid of the COVID vaccine and the COVID whatever. But breast cancer is going to outlive COVID.
It is,
and
because it's here. It's been here forever.
One of the oldest cancers.
That's right.
So we got to take care of ourselves, and we got to take, go to get a mammogram with your best friend. Make it a lunch date with your mom and your grandma. You know, go buy some hot lingerie and go to the doctor together. Make it something that you do routinely with your posse. You know, we're always with our girls, so go do something good for yourself when you're with your girls, right? Then you can go get your glass of wine and hang out, but go get that 3D mammogram first and hang out for lunch, right?
I love it. Now, how do people do self-exams? If you were able to demonstrate on today's episode.
And I would say you can Google it. There's a million ways to do it. And we have it on WhatsApp, but basically you want to feel around your breast, press around.
Right around the nipple area?
Right around.
All of it.
All around.
Everywhere.
And then around the nipple, you want to squeeze your nipple and just feel for anything that feels unusual. And then you want to feel under your armpits, all around your armpits. All around, even in the
I do self breast exams all the time. That was a question that came in backstage, so I wanted to make sure.
But if you Google it, there's lots of tools to learn how to do it. We actually, one of our interns did a TikTok video of how to do it. But just feel yourself and look at your breast, because also it could be swelling, redness, kind of other symptoms depending on the kind of breast cancer you have. So look in the mirror, look at those girls.
Okay.
Get to know them. They're your friends.
Well, I think that.
Also,
go ahead.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Also, they always say, "Oh, women don't need to check till they over 40." That's not true.
Not true.
You should always you should check it, and you must check for yourself, especially the younger girls, because it's like the insurance will not pay for it if you're not over 40. So you have to do your own self-exams all the time.
All the time.
I really hate that. I really hate that it's only October for breast cancer month. It should be more than that. Because it is so it's like it's normal almost that, like she said, somebody in your group is gonna have it. It was like my friends, they just couldn't believe it. They were so shocked. Even though I was shocked, but I was always like, it could be me. It could be you. It could be my mom. It could be my sister. I'm saying it could. So I really, really, really encourage women to do your own self-exams. I really do. It is major.
Major.
And I was like mine was aggressive because this is the thing, they felt it was aggressive because in July they didn't see anything, and then October I had this lump, and it was stage 2. So if I would have felt this lump and been like, oh, it's just one of those because I have dense breasts and I have lumpy breasts, I would have been like, oh no, I ain't gonna worry about it. I know it's not anything. That's crazy. That's a whole year later. Suppose I wouldn't have went back into next July when I had my annual exam.
Right.
I would have been late.
Yeah, you would have been. Yeah.
You would have been possibly too late.
Right. Early detection is our only protection.
Yes, exactly. Because
protection.
It was spread. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to give you all in the studio audience.
And it say don't be fearful.
Right.
Yes.
Don't be afraid. Don't be
afraid. That's good. Great information that you all are sharing. Let's go to some of the studio audience comments and see if you're watching and you're interested from a HBCU and doing an internship with touchbbca, which is Ricki Fairley's organization. All you have to do is text 443-758-1924, and you can have the possibility of having a fantastic internship with their organization. So let's go to some of your studio audience comments and get your questions answered if you have any right quick. Let's see. Let me go over here. And thank you, ladies, so much for being here today as well.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Sean, I see you. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. And you all can address, either of you, any of the questions that come in that you'd like to address. Dr. Lotus Rashay from the Lotus Rashay Ignite show, she says hi, and she has a global show as well. So I'm sure y'all can connect with her, and her platform goes to the Philippines, you name it, everywhere. Hi, I'm at my virtual summit, but of course, stopping in to say hello and give my support. My mother is a cancer warrior. Interesting.
God bless her. God bless her.
Why do some people choose not to say survivor versus saying
So,
thriver or warrior or her story? Tell us that.
so I believe you become a survivor the minute that you're diagnosed. You have to start off saying, I'm going to survive this. And you have to believe it in your spirit, in your heart, in your mind, and you just have to do the work. God's already there with you, helping you survive. So we often say you're a survivor, and then a thriver is kind of once you've sort of had your treatment, we call ourselves thrivers, but people even in treatment still call themselves thrivers. We usually call ourselves warriors when we're in treatment. So when you're in treatment, you're fighting like a girl, you're a warrior. I wore warrior boots the whole time. I only wear pink shoes in October. I wore my warrior boots every time I went to chemo. You are at war with this disease and you are fighting like a girl. And I too hate the whole October thing. It's like Black History Month. Guess what? We're Black in March and April too.
Yes. Yes.
All year
yes.
round. I'm black.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
black. Like
Right,
January
exactly. So
through
you
December,
got it.
every
And
day.
same thing with breast cancer. It's always here and no one escapes it. I can't mention one woman who hasn't had someone in their family or friends talk about not having an incidence of breast cancer.
Well, but let me, in honor of black, then you get me saying black, but okay, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I am grateful that there
Yes,
is a designated month
yes,
that
yes. We are
allows
so
the
grateful.
awareness to be heightened. Just
Yes,
like I am grateful that Black
yes,
History Month
yes.
is like, listen, that's, in my opinion, the world's way of saying we're
We
attempting to
honor you. Yes,
recognize,
we honor you. We appreciate you.
right.
Yes. I don't want to deny that at all. I'm just saying we're here all the time fighting this disease.
I agree. I agree. Sean LeRae, shout out from Los Angeles, California. Thank
Hey,
you so much
Sean.
for being here. Let's see. Lots of other people came in. My mom said good morning, Kim, Ricki, and she, Kish, that was
Yes.
an earlier comment. She said she watching all the way from the 757 area. Dr.
Hey.
Clara Walton, it's a pleasure to have you on today. And I really think I love the fact that you said Touchtober versus it
Yes,
being
it's
just October.
Touchtober. It's
Yes, yes.
Touchtober. Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
Any other comments
Touchtober.
that came in? Kimberly Fowler said, wow, thanks for sharing your story. This is really going to bless someone. So lots of comments that have come in. You can learn more about the program that Ricki Fairley does as well, right at touchbbca.org, and tune in because they bring on, as physicians and groups, they bring on experts all the
Doctors,
time.
experts, yeah. And survivors just share their story. So Tish, I'm gonna call you, girl, so you can come on.
Yes, you're going to be on her show.
We're actually doing it today. We're talking about cyber security for your, we're all in these Facebook groups sharing all of our private information, and guess who's watching us? It's not really protected. So we try to hit on every topic. We do what we call pink table talk and talk about moms with grandmas and talk about your family, her story, how to bring it to the kitchen table. We talk about everything. We talk about sex. We talk about husbands. We talk about all. So
I love it. I love it. And I
just
think
like
I
you,
saw that.
I love what you're doing. I love this.
I love
Yes.
what I saw. I
This
saw
is
your
so her
brochure.
though. Kim, I'm not surprised. This is so you, what you're doing.
I love it.
I always
go,
felt
girl.
like you would be, so, elevated anyway. So kudos to
Well,
you.
guess what? Together we're elevated to be able to do God's work to educate
Yes.
people. And
Yes.
I am not a breast cancer thriver or survivor. And the only way that I can even share this piece of balance with the world is through people like you all that are coming to share your stories and your areas of expertise. So I'm just providing the vehicle for your stories to get out. Kishla, I know you came on, you were on YouTube over there, so I know you were there from the beginning, but on a different platform. But I want to know, is there anything that you didn't share that you would like to share with everyone that could inspire people today?
I'm a God-fearing woman. I had a lot of prayers. I prayed for myself. I always have. I'm a faith. My faith is fear over faith. That's what I always say.
Yeah, fear over faith.
But
Faith over fear.
God has really blessed me. When I went through chemo, it takes you down. It took me really down. I'm down physically, I'm saying, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody, But
No
I'm gonna
one.
tell you something. God still looked out. I didn't do no ER visits. I did my chemo. I did everything that I needed to do. Everything just went as planned. Like God, He knows what's gonna happen. So
Mm-hmm.
He placed it, and everything went as planned, step by step. I had great doctors. I went here. There's a place called Virginia Oncology, and they were all great. Great to me. It was during pandemic, so I was in chemo by myself.
God
Nobody
bless
could
you.
go with me.
God bless you.
Um, but on every but on every hand, I had people just calling me, talking to me, and it was all just it is a blessing. But I just really want women to take it seriously because it's hard. And now now for me, I'm going through mental changes now than the physical. My body is good. I'm healthy, but now it's the mental state. So that's something that when you're going through this, you should get therapists, you should get into groups
Yes.
because it helps.
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna, that's a
Yeah.
question I actually had too, was do you recommend support groups or do you really
Yes.
recommend just friends and family? Which one or both? Somebody tell us.
No,
All of it.
yeah, go ahead.
I'll
All
say
of it,
all of
yeah.
it. All of it. You need your posse. You need everybody. The whole family gets cancer. I had two
Yeah.
daughters that we young, so we
Yes.
all get it. But we also try to be a support group. We have a Facebook support group called Touch Talk. So if you go to Facebook groups and go on Touch Talk, we meet the first Saturday of every month, and we talk about whatever's on your mind that day. We have a spiritual advisory board, so we have a couple pastors that come on to coach and talk to our women, and we are all very, you need your village, you need your girls around you, and men, you need all
Yes.
the support. You need joy givers and joy bringers and caregivers. You need all of that, and we shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be
And Touch
afraid.
Talk, is that free for people to
It's
join?
free Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. We'll let you in. We meet every Saturday. We actually do a dance party every Friday at 3:00. 15 minutes,
Awesome.
3 songs. We just dance it out. Get all your
Oh,
stress out. I can put the link in the chat. But yeah, we dance every Friday at 3:00 Eastern time. 3 songs.
oh,
If you want to suggest a playlist, text me. I'll put your songs up. We do a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire. In Ohio.
Oh, that is so
yeah.
nice.
But you know what? I
That
only
is
do
so
one
nice.
dance, like the dance that I did back when I was at the skating and they would play Kishla, you
That's
know this
okay.
kid. They play the Planet Rock and you go in the middle of the skating rink, take your skates off, right? It was like this, like
Yeah.
that's the only thing I do out there.
There you go. There you go. But we move our bodies. You got to move your body. You got to move your body. We do a walk. We do our touch talk and we do walk for an hour together on Zoom. So, you got to keep moving your body and eating healthy. And, we all will know what to do. You shouldn't be eating fried chicken and mac and cheese every day.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
eat your fruit, eat your veggies, and do the right thing by your bodies. And, but you need your girls, you need your sisterhood. And so that's what we try to create at Touch Talk.
Well, here today on today's episode, everyone, we had a few technical glitches backstage from the perspective of having everybody be able to get together here. So if you all would just with me on this special episode here on the Kim Jacobs Show, just stay on with me for just a few more minutes. We'll all disconnect at 12:15 together because I don't want to deprive either of these very special guests the opportunity to share any other things that they want to share. But Kishla, thanks God, her doctors, her family, as she's went through her chemotherapy. There's a free group for you all to join, and you can do that because, again, Ricki is saying that when you get cancer, the whole family is affected. So go to Touch Talk on Facebook and join for free. They do all kinds. That's a big deal, what you're saying. Evangelist Clara Walton says, I so need it. I am learning that I have 2 sisters and we are triplets who are cancer survivors. But I do have cystic breasts, and doctors said that they're not cancerous. But now I'm going to ask them for a 3D mammogram.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is so awesome. A 3D mammogram is going to be important for you to get and make sure that you do that. Let's see. Hey, Ricki, I echo all of your comments. I share the same information when I speak with groups. Great job. Marilyn, thank you so much.
That's
And
my
you're welcome.
breastie, Marilyn. I know her.
Hey,
She's from
Breasty,
Richmond.
Marilyn.
Hey, Marilyn. Good to see you,
Uh,
girl.
Sean says, absolutely awesome. And such great information. I'm sharing it on my page as well. Thank you, ladies, so much. I don't want to miss any of your comments. My mom said I went with my daughter, talking about me, that's my mom, for her first mammogram. Ma, I can't believe you put that up there.
That's okay.
But you're right. Okay, so let's address that issue, Ricki or Kish, because Kish, I know because me and you look alike and we were kind of built similar back in the day. So people that have larger breasts help kill the myth or the theory that that does hurt. So somebody talk about that.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yes, it does.
But cancer hurts.
But guess what?
Worse. Cancer hurts.
Yes,
a lot
that's what I was about to say.
Oh
hurts a lot
man,
more.
that's
Listen,
good.
it's-
So okay, so the
yes,
mammogram.
it hurt, but it only hurt.
Nothing.
Exactly. It only hurts for a few minutes. Cancer mentally and also is another thing I want to say. The lumps and stuff really don't hurt. So when you feel it, if you be like, "Oh, my breast hurts so bad," it may be it don't hurt. So you have to really feel around, and it's always the opposite hand. So make sure you're not trying to. It's the opposite, and you reach over.
Yeah.
It's a lot so it could go all around. You can make sure. I'm so I always did that though anyway, but still now I'm so like, it's like every time I look in the mirror, every single day I'm feeling around, but
interesting.
Yeah.
I know you start to be
But it
obsessed
hurts
with it after a
worse.
while.
So
yeah, cancer hurts a lot more. Chemo.
yes, you do.
Wow. Marilyn says,
yeah.
"Hey, Ricki, I echo all of your comments." And she says she shared the same information. Okay, my mom said that. Then Mother Patricia Lofton said, "Thank you, ladies, for sharing this life-giving information. God bless you."
Wow. I want to echo something that Kishla said too about mental health. I didn't, it's funny. My doctor said, "We do want to see a psychiatrist." I'm like, well, am I crazy? Is that going to help with my cancer? But I had to learn that you don't understand the impact of stress on your life. And I had to learn that I was stressed out. I believe my cancer came from stress, and I had to get all the cancers out of my life, not just the one in my body. So now I have a husband of 30 years. It's no longer my husband. He's my husband. And I quit my
husband. You got a lot of nicknames.
I quit my job, started my own company, and I moved to the beach. But I changed my whole life because I had to realize my peace is non-negotiable. And I will leave a room, see you bye, I'm out, because my peace is non-negotiable. I seek peace in everything I do.
Interesting. So when you say husband, let me get to that for a second. Women that are experiencing breast cancer, that you're dealing with that, your families, motherhood, being a wife, all of these different hats, and especially since this show is about how you're balancing all of these aspects of your life, how do you balance that with everything that you have going on?
You got to get help. You need mental help. You need to talk to somebody. And you know what I found? I found, Kim, that I was really creating the dependencies on me. I was creating that. I was enabling my husband to be dependent on me, and my business partner to be dependent on me. And that's what the psychiatrist helped me with. She helped me identify, well, Ricki, you are festering these relationships that are not good for you, and you're in control of that. So fix it. And so I had to get rid of all the cancers.
Kish, you have any thoughts on that?
Don't wait till you're sick to find that your peace is non-negotiable.
So peace is non-negotiable.
That is so true. That's so true. Like they do ask you, do you want to see a psychiatrist? Do you want to get in a support group? And I was like, no, I don't need a support group. I have so many friends, but for me, it's better for me to talk to people that I don't know, because my family, you look good, your hair's growing back, all of that is, for me, taking my hair, it just felt like it took my strength more than the chemo did. it was just, I'm a person, I'm kind of stylish person, I
Yes,
say.
you are.
And I
Yes.
always have different hairstyles. And I want to make sure I'm looking good. And it just took so much from me. Like even till today, it's not even a year. I was diagnosed November 5th,
God bless
2020.
you. God bless you.
I'm
God
coming
bless
up on a year. And every day I think
you.
about,
Every day.
oh my God, is the cancer gonna come back? Oh my God, how I look today. It takes so much for me to go outside. It's a lot. So I just want people to know that
Here's a hug, my sister.
you should have a good support system. And there's so many people that don't have good support.
Yeah.
Oh, if I didn't have the support, I don't know where I would be. So I am in a support group, but it's more Caucasian people than Black women. And I think it's because we don't share. We feel like we have to take everything on our own. And it's so good to have somebody to talk to. So I just want women to know that you can get through this.
So you can get through this.
Yes.
You don't have to only just talk to family members.
You have
You can
to
talk
push
to.
though.
Yes. Okay. I'm happy to hear you speak about the mental health. That is a really good eye-opening piece right there. Thank you, Ricki and Kishla, for speaking about that. And make sure you all tune into The Doctor Is In on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. right on Facebook, blackdoctor.org. You're going to see Ricki Fairley and some of her contemporaries, as well as other experts, as well as regular everyday people that are surviving and thriving with breast cancer. You're going to hear today, if you tune in at 6 p.m., you're going to hear about cybersecurity. You think that you're going out to get your information shared with physicians, and people are trying to hack in. You're already dealing with enough. Now you got to deal with cybersecurity.
Right.
On
Yes,
top of the
exactly.
cancer, on top of everything.
Exactly.
Right. Oh yeah, we knew what you meant, Sean. We knew what you meant, that you meant therapist. So you're a therapist. I get it. And you're so happy to hear them speak about mental health. Brinkley is a therapist, and she's so grateful to hear you all talk about mental health.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then I wanted you to also, like, we got about 2 more minutes, but I got to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, tell me some things that people say that is like, don't say that to a cancer survivor or thriver, because I don't know, and you don't know when you don't know. But what made me say this to you guys as one of our closing kind of comments is because people said some things to me when my son passed away, and I was like, they mean the best, and so you know that they're coming from a great place. But tell us, what are some things we should not say right after this commercial break? Then we're going to go ahead and start bringing it to closure. And I've had it scrolling on the bottom all episode. If you all want to support the Kim Jacobs Show, our programming that allows for us to bring these type of guests on and other guests only comes from the support of the community. So please make sure that you support as an online contributor. I will shout you out. I don't mind shouting out my online contributors. So feel free to support, screenshot it, and support whatever way you can. Not just support, but partner with the Kim Jacobs Show so that we can get a chance to continue to provide this type of original content to the community. Okay. So right after this commercial break, we're going to come right. I see you, Ricki. I see people calling you and texting you and saying all kind of stuff. They like, hey, girl, we watching you on the Kim Jacobs Show. You're like, can y'all call me in 2 minutes? All right. So make sure you do that. And then also subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on our YouTube channel. Turn that notification bell to all. And when we go live, you'll be right in the virtual studio audience. So as we prepare to get your closing comments on what people should say and shouldn't say right quick, and then maybe one closing thought, we're going to get ready to get off. But today's episode is sponsored by Silver Shield Security, and they have state-of-the-art equipment, Black-owned, female Black-owned business. I think that's important for me to reference today. 704-440-4688. I have Silver Shield Security and love their service. 704-440-4688. And also attorney Charles Everidge from Hunter Everidge Law Firm. If you're dealing with a disability case and you've been denied or something, don't give up, okay? Because they can still possibly help you. They're in the Richmond, Virginia area. They're in the North Carolina area. And They just recently opened an office, I think, in Alabama. So 704-377-9157. When we come back, we're going to hear that closing comment. We're going to get on off this good show. But this was such an enlightening episode today. Did anybody else learn something like I did? I learned a lot. So real quick, and then you, Kish, then you, Ricki, and we're going to close. All right, let me go to the commercial.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
Right, and we're back. Kish, tell us what people should not say or should say.
I mean, like you said, I know people be coming from a good place. But for me, it's always like, you're going to be okay. I don't know. You don't know if I'm going to be okay. So, but it's going to be all right. You don't know that. So, but I know what they're trying to, they're just trying to be supportive and say something they feel like they should say. But that's really the only thing that I can think of right now.
All right. And what's your closing comment that you know how you're on a show? Well, Kish, you said this is your first show, by the way, so I understand. And I hear that. But I do want to make sure that people know I did find a picture of you. I'm going to find it. I was like, you and that other young lady look so much alike, but I know who I hung with, which was you, because you and I hung a whole lot, didn't we? We hung out a lot, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yes,
okay,
we
I'm
did.
like, don't you know me?
Yes, yes, we done been over each other's house.
Yeah,
I was like, don't you remember me?
Girl, I love you. I actually love you. I miss you. I probably at this point will stay connected with you for life. Sometimes you have people that you grow up with and you lose contact for whatever the reason, but there's not a day that's gone by that I haven't thought of you.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's funny because just seeing you right here on this episode today goes right back to old times. So when I come to Newport News, I'm gonna be like, hey Kish, let's go grab lunch.
Yes,
hey,
on the phone. Yes.
So we definitely gonna do that.
We had a special mutual friend. Yeah. We had a special mutual friend, Stacy King. And I think of her every day. She ended up passing away, but she was both of our friends, and she passed away young. I think we were just
years
going
old.
to high
She was
school.
my best friend, and 15 years old. She had an incident and passed.
And that was like our kind of like first tragedy, like, as being young. I believe I needed a therapy then.
I needed lots of therapy because she was my best friend at that time in my life.
Yes.
Okay, let me show you this quick picture that I did find of Kish from way back in the day. Right quick, let me find it.
Oh my God!
This is in your yearbook picture. There you go. Right there.
Oh man!
I knew. I was like that. You know what, y'all? You and the other young lady look alike too. So, but this is Kish's picture back, and
I love it.
And we looked a lot alike.
Yes.
All right. So tell me your comment, Ricki, and then your closing thought, and we're gonna get on off the show.
So I had so many friends come to me crying, bawling, saying, I don't want you to die. Well, neither do I, for God's sakes. I don't want to die either. But they're like crying. Well, how are we going to make it if you die? I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. Tell me something. Or I know somebody that had triple negative breast cancer and she died. So you don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about the positive.
Yes.
So, and then my parting words would be, your peace is non-negotiable. Find your peace. So get the stress out of your life. Take care of yourself. Do the right things for your body. It's the only one you have to live in. And check your breasts all the time. not just make once a month like the farthest you go to check them, and talk to your girls, talk to your mama, talk to your grandma, talk to your aunties, talk to the young women in your life, and talk about it. Make it a kitchen table conversation. Did you check your breast? When you start talking about, you want to go on birth control, you should be talking about your breast, like whatever age that is, right? Talk about it with young women. Make a conversation. Make health a conversation in your life. Your A1C, your PSA, know your numbers, your blood pressure. Make that a conversation in our Black families, because we need to put it on the kitchen table. So, and call me if you need help. I'll support you. I talk to women every day that just got diagnosed. That's my purpose. I'm happy to do it. So give me a call.
And they can call you at 443-758. So you can call Ricki Fairley. She welcomes your calls, 443-758-1924. And if you're from an HBCU and you want to do some type of internship with her program, you can email her, Ricki, RICKI, at touchbbca.org. And you can also visit touchbbca.org. Kish, I know you're coming on to share your personal story. I didn't know if you wanted to give out any contact information, or you just want to connect with Ricki and kind of join.
I'm gonna connect, Ricki. I'm gonna connect with you. I just put your number in my notes.
I got you, girl. I'm gonna put you to work, girl.
Oh, we're gonna put it back up. Here you go.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna put you to work, girl.
Okay, 1924.
Because you know what? Once you sort of get to the treatment, you feel like you got to go to work and help other women. So you're just finishing your treatment. You got to feel better. And then you got to go to work. That's all we can do is help each other. So
I am so excited about that. Now, tomorrow, everybody, because this is also Blindness Awareness Month. And so tomorrow I have a full panel of blind individuals.
Wow.
They are full of vision. And you're going to hear their story. Even though each of them live on this earth with blindness and can't see here on this earth, they are so full of vision and motivation that if you don't want to miss their story tomorrow on the Kim Jacobs Show, Blindness Awareness Month, we're going to have Kiwan Amy, Camille Richardson, Breonna Terry, and Phil Walters. It's going to be a show that's going to blow your mind.
Awesome.
So be here tomorrow, okay? All right, ladies, I thank you all.
Awesome.
Somebody did say a comment. I didn't want to disregard it, but I do want to make sure that everybody, please don't compare. Marilyn said, please don't compare one cancer experience with another. Each is so unique and personal to each person. Please don't say you don't look sick. Oh my gosh. Good one, Kim.
Yes.
Because as a new widow, people say some crazy stuff. That's what she said. Okay. All right. This is some good. Y'all have been very interactive today. And thank you for being here and being in the studio audience, because without you being here, the show couldn't exist. Thank you, Ricki Fairley. Thank you, Kishla Moore, my friend Moody from back in Newport News, Virginia. 757 is in the house. I'll be connecting with you. And as a treat from the Kim Jacobs Show, I know people usually donate to the charity of your choice and all of that, but I want to send not just me, but the Kim Jacobs Show team. We're going to give each of you $50 for lunch for yourselves. And
thank
you and your friend, you and your husband that's fixing your sash. It's not a lot, but the point is, it'll be more. Just so y'all know, in the virtual studio audience, it could be more if I get some more online. If I got some more online contributions. But hey, guess what? What I have, such as I have, I given.
And I also want to say, my mom. Can I say one more thing? My mom is still here, and she was very supportive. She did it just like you say. The family gets cancer. My mom, you would think that it was her. Yes,
the mom.
So Kim, I'm most definitely. Yes, she was. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that moms, the family is. If you have a great family, they will be right by your side, and it'll feel like they have the same thing that you have.
Yeah.
And they just want you to get better, and always put God first, and He's gonna work it out, regardless of what the outcome is.
He's gonna work it out.
If any of you all want to
look at my nails.
Oh, pink,
Breast cancer,
pink. I wore as much pink as I could wear today.
I need that necklace. I love that necklace and your earrings. Those are hot.
Oh, you know what? There's a lady from my church that made these. She made this for me.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'll get you her contact information.
Yeah,
But
send me her info.
isn't that
Love
beautiful? I don't want to show all my
Beautiful.
bosom.
Yes.
No. Oh, it's beautiful. Love it.
Anyway, all right. So listen, any of you want to start your own talk show, just like Ricki Fairley and different ones, you can definitely go to Kim Jacobs Consulting. I do a training, and it's a very comprehensive training where you'll be able to have your own show at the end of the whole master class. So I have a few seats left. KimJacobsConsulting.com. If you all want to stay backstage right quick so I can grab your Cash App, so I can Cash App you your lunch money, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for staying with us. This was a special episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. It went longer today, but it was well worth it. You all blessed us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Rusty.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.
You